Hey Zen friend, so happy to be with you in this moment, and welcome to this Sagittarius full moon video where we're going to dive more into the energy of this amazing moon and also have a tarot and oracle reading to see what this energy brings for us all. So let's get into it. This strawberry moon in Sagittarius on June 11th is a time for romance, fertilization, and relationships. The sun in Gemini is on the opposite side of the astrological chart from the moon in Sagittarius. And this full moon invites us to balance these mental opposites of Gemini and Sagittarius. So how can you use this amazing full moon energy? Well, when the moon is in Sagittarius, that means it's directly opposite the sun. That's what creates the full moon, as the sun shines its light past the earth to illuminate the moon. And the moon radiates the divine love, but it also mirrors our own emotions back to us. And during a full moon, it magnifies the emotions that we're choosing in the moment. So we can purposely focus on higher vibrational emotion to feel it in a huge way. So we're in Gemini season, right? The sun is in Gemini. So the sun is making its way through this sign that represents the lower aspect of air and thinking energy of the mind, being the first air sign of the zodiac. Libra comes after that, and then, of course, Aquarius. This energy encourages us to think logically from a human perspective. Now, interesting, the Gemini twins also represent the two sides of us, that human character with that lower aspect of air, but also the divine actor behind that character, the higher energy. And the Sagittarius energy is similar to that. It creates a mental polarity with Gemini because it draws us to see things from an intuitive point of view and to think more broadly, Sagittarius being the oldest fire energy. Of course, Aries and then Leo and then Sagittarius. Gemini energy is at home in the immediate surroundings and environment, like your neighborhood, where Sagittarius nudges us to venture out of our comfort zone. Kind of like in the Lord of the Rings when the hobbits, they had never ventured much outside of the Shire, but were invited on a grand adventure to visit foreign lands and learn foreign things. Now, Gemini is drawn more into the here and now. Sagittarius asks us to look a bit beyond that. Now, balance is the key with most full moons. And if we go to the extremes in either direction, either towards the sun or towards the moon, we will become an extremist of sorts and do things that take our lives out of balance along with it, possibly leading to conflict. And then also, all along with this full moon, Jupiter, the ruler of Sagittarius, it just entered the sign of Cancer on June 10th, which rules over the moon. So a lot of this kind of coordinating energy of drawing between the sun and the moon. And then add to all that, Mercury, the communicator of the gods, also moved into Cancer on June 8th. So right now we have a bit of a focus on expanding and sharing emotional energy. Something we can do with all this is release ceremonies. A full moon is a great time for releasing things and having a actual physical type of releasing ceremony. And the 8 hours before a full moon is one of the most powerful times to put out the garbage, the things that you're ready to release and make room for the new. And when we make things we want to release to be related to or are related to the energy of the sign that the full moon is in, it's even more powerful. So here's a screenshot of the most common energies of Sagittarius that we can focus the release statements on. I like to use the phrase Thank you for unveiling and helping me let go of the blocks that stand between me and then you fill in the blank. The attitude of gratitude allows us to accept release, and when we have our new moon wishes too, we will focus on things we want to bring toward us with the cleared space available for planting and receiving. So, of course, Sagittarius says here all things international, including international travels. If you're wanting to be able to have an opportunity to travel to a foreign land, you can talk about releasing the blocks that stand between you and it and having them unveil it so you could see what those blocks are. Any kind of writing and editing and publishing is very supported by Sagittarius energy. So any blocks you feel, writer's block, editing block, publishing blocks, can be released during here. Anything to do with learning, education, and teaching, especially around spirituality, organized and unorganized religion or spirituality. Sagittarius energy does have a big positivity, optimism, open-minded to new ways and seeking truth. Also, feeling the urge to be free and go on an adventure, that's very Sagittarian. Also, any legal matters, your sense of right and wrong, any kind of consciousness. Are you moving your body? Sagittarius energy might get you, moving, but you can talk about the blocks that you have on getting your body moving and getting out into nature too. And are you spreading your energy among too many things, too much people? Well, this balancing energy can help us with that too. And of course, Sagittarius rules over the hips, the sciatic nerve, the thighs, and the liver. So anything about releasing blocks and having things move and flow towards a higher vibration are good with all that. And something else to be aware of is looking at your astrological birth chart. So the energy of the planets, it impacts us all together as a planetary collective. So it does hit societies and nations and us as a human population, and then the whole world, all the collectives that are here of animals and plants. We all experience all this astrological energy together, but of course we are all individuals with different astrological birth charts. So how astrological energy influences each of us has a different tint in those lenses through which we see the world and experience the world. So to see how this full moon directly impacts you, take a look at your birth chart and see what house Sagittarius at 20 degrees and 39 minutes, what house does that fall within? This will be the arena that all this energy we've been talking about plays out, a week or so before and after this full moon. Most of you are very influenced by the moon because you're higher vibrational, so you do experience things in an expanded way anyway. So usually most people 3 to 4 days before and after the full moon, but for you guys, I would look at a week, at least a week before and after. And then let me know if you have any questions on how to find this. It can be fun and empowering to discover how this energy can influence our lives. When in doubt, just once you find out what house it is, just put, the 11th house meaning or energy, especially in Google. AI will just spat out a bunch of information and you can see what resonates for you. So I hope this information helps make your path easier as we move through this full moon energy. We can be aware of the energies of the planets and ride the energy back to shore, or can get slammed by the wave and tumble in the surf. There is no wrong choice, just different choices with different experiences. So now let's see what else Spirit wants to share with you through the tarot and the oracle. All right, Zen friends, we're going to dive in first with these beautiful, beautiful Seasons of the Witch oracle. And this is the Beltane oracle. They've got like 7 or 8 different decks with all the different celebrations that we have throughout the year. And there's some great little spreads that they offer here. There's two 3-card spreads that I want to use in this reading. And the first is in alignment with the energy of Gemini versus Sagittarius, seeing the perspective of things from our human character self, our higher self, and then we'll invite also more higher perspectives from your spiritual posse. So we'll start off here with 3 cards, and then I'll talk about the second one that we'll dive into here as well. But let's start off here finding out. So what does your human character self, what do they want you to know around this energy of this full moon? So we'll start off there. Message from your human self. All right. Well, I think they just all kind of just all spoke here. They're like, all right, Brett Zen, you're taking too long. Snap, snap, let's go. So there we go. I'm glad I did that on camera. You get that experience, how things are just unfolding here. So let's grab the little book here, and we'll start here. So this is your human character self, your higher self, and your spiritual posse. So your human character self has Pegasus, card number 30 coming in here, which says, break free, dear one, spread wide and far, for you aren't containable, you are limitless. Wow. What a beautiful card to come in with this Sagittarius energy that we talked about in being free, having, getting beyond the limitedness of the Gemini, wanting to be in your neighborhood. This is breaking free and going on that adventure. Let's see what else it brings in here too. But how perfect. Okay. Here we go. So expanding beyond limitations, of course, is the energy. And it says you are on the cusp of an expansion. There's that beautiful Jupiter energy of Sagittarius. And there is limitless potential for where you can go from here. A new journey is upon you. And while you don't know where this journey will lead, you are willing to take the first step towards what may be one of the most important moments of your life. It doesn't matter if you don't feel ready just yet, as Pegasus is here to catch you as you step off the cliff. You will be guided to the right resources and opportunities, teachers, and companions at just the time when you need them. Drawing the Pegasus card is your sign that now is the time, but do be mindful to approach the journey with an open mind and heart. This is your time to experiment and explore through the eyes of wonder, and you will fall into the arms of things you never thought were possible. Don't overthink things and say yes as often as you can. No choice is a mistake, and no experience will be wasted. Pegasus is also a good sign for marriage or welcoming a new baby. For sure, both are new, uncharted adventures, right? Wow, beautiful. I love that. So great energy. And then your higher self wants you to know for during this period here, you've got indulgence. Card number 19. Look, there's a big old full moon in the actual window here. You are worth every desire, every dream. Demand what is yours. Demand what you need. I love that. All right, let's see what else we have here. So number 19 is about self-worth. So Beltane is a natural time of indulgence. Beltane was May 1st. It's halfway between the spring equinox in the northern hemisphere and the summer solstice. So that's when that is. But it's a natural time of indulgence when the earth offers a feast for both eyes and stomachs as spring comes alive and expands in bursts of colors and blooms. Like Mother Earth, you too will come alive when you indulge yourself. Indulgence doesn't necessarily mean eating an entire box of chocolates, though sometimes this may be required. The most productive way to indulge yourself is to acknowledge your worth and your needs. Demand what is yours by giving to yourself first. Do you always put others before yourself? Right? Are you working hard to fulfill someone else's dreams rather than your own? Right? Do you stifle your own desires in favor of someone else's? Right? Wow. Your dreams, needs, and desires matter just as much as anyone else's. Even more so because they are waiting patiently within your heart, waiting for you to find the time and space to bring them to life. Yeah. Limiting thoughts and beliefs and mindsets, a lot of what the Gemini energy brings. The Sagittarius energy is about seeing things from a higher perspective. A lot of what we're taught, all those things about give to everyone else first, support everyone else's dreams, give, and give until we're exhausted, and then continue to give until we're resentful, right? This is about you choosing to fill up instead of being this barrel where you're giving away everything and feeling exhausted and empty, that you're disconnecting everyone from your source and you're filling up like a chalice. And then when the cup fills up, then it overflows. Everyone can have the overflow. And that's the greatest gift you can give the world, is a healthy, full, overflowing you instead of an exhausted, bitter, resentful you, right? So I love this energy here that's coming in, this adventure, this exploration, this choosing from your heart and doing what you're wanting to do and what you're wanting to fill your heart up with. I like that. And then your spiritual posse, which is your guardian angel, all of your other angels, your spirit guides, your loved ones on the other side, ancestors, a whole slew and multitude of beings of unconditional love and light that surround you. This is their message for you. And we've got the Maypole, card number 24. Beautiful, beautiful card there. And it says, I am fertile in what I seed, for there is reason to dance and drink upon the riches I receive. Yeah, like all this group too. Here's all your spiritual posse partying with you and supporting you and all of this. And this matches that fertility energy of the full moon too. Fertilization is what it talked about. This is card number 24. It's all about celebration, baby. It's funny, the Three of Cups in the tarot is actually called Celebration, and it's one of the titles that we give it. And it is about your community, but also your spiritual posse. So here they are. So it says, don't wait for happiness to find you. You can choose to be happy right now at this moment. Sing, dance, spend time with loved ones, and celebrate just because you're alive and you can. Focus on enjoying life and doing what gives warmth to your soul. Again, this energy. The situation you have inquired about is still developing. No amount of stress or worry will fix your circumstances, but you may find yourself with a sudden spark of inspiration once you allow your doubts to fall away. Solutions can come in the most unexpected ways and will often do so when you give your fears to the universe so you can go out and play. Very Sagittarius energy. The universe takes pride in your willingness to trust in its power to move mountains on your behalf. You will be rewarded for this trust, and all will be well. Do not think you must obsess over your circumstances to overcome them, and nor must you spend every waking thought on your intentions to manifest them. Let the universe know what you need, then go and allow yourself to embrace the joys of living. Wow, I love that. So perfect. So this is the messages for this moon from them. We're going to scooch these over. And then we will move into the third one. In fact, let's just put it down here in the corner because we'll be bringing in some tarot momentarily. So we'll just scooch these down here so they have a seat in the audience. And then we'll draw three more cards. Now this one, the second spread, is also in a relationship to Gemini and Sagittarius, but it's the push and pull energy between the now and beyond the now. So we'll pull 3 cards, and the first one is going to be the theme or focus that they want you to know about. And then we're going to have a card for today's blessings. And then card 3 will be tomorrow's blessings, what they want you to know. So let's shuffle these up here. And what's the main theme they want you to know about here, just around this timing and blessings? All right, that's that one. And then what's today's blessing that you can be grateful for? Nope, they don't want any of those. None of those. All right, there it is. They want this one. And then here is tomorrow's blessing. All right, I'll just put those out of the way here. All right, so what's the overall energy, the theme and focus? Sacred waters. Beautiful. Card number 35, which says, drunken by the swell of the sea, I can feel the blanket of her embrace. Unafraid of the presence, releasing the cords, I call her in, I call her deeply within. All right. Let's see what this brings in here. So what is this theme about? Healing. Beautiful. That's the name of the energy of the card. So this card comes to a reading when you're ready to heal wounds that have troubled you for many moons, perhaps lingering pains from things lost or the weight of the past that creeps up to haunt you at night. Pulling sacred waters, this card is a sign that you will soon be renewed and your soul will release the cords that have bound you to hurtful memories of old. Wow, how perfect about for release energy, release ceremony of the moon, right? You may not know what needs to be healed. You could be carrying baggage that isn't immediately present in your consciousness, but the effects of such deep healing will become evident in the changes happening around you. Do not question the blessings coming into your life. That's what we're about to find out. They are here because you're slowly learning to wash away the blocks that have previously prevented such abundance. Sacred waters remind you to be gentle with yourself in the coming weeks. Difficult emotions or painful memories may surface, but this is your spirit bringing them to your awareness so they can be healed for good. If you do experience painful memories, allow them to wash over you. Do not try to overcome what you feel or allow yourself to feel guilty for what you're feeling. Simply experience the wave, allowing it to pass at its leisure. Yeah, it's amazing when we feel emotions. Usually just like every emotion only really takes like 90 seconds for it to like go on its whole process through our physical body, our nervous system, and everything else. But it's when we try to suppress it is when it kind of keeps looping within us instead of allowing it to flow and release. But I love this about healing and release and using this full moon energy to unveil. So if you don't know what it is, you can ask to unveil and help you release the blocks that stand between you and whatever you're wanting to feel, which will be the opposite of what you're feeling, right? So if I'm feeling resentful, then I want to feel peace, or I want to feel forgiveness, or, whatever energy that could be. I love it. So let's see what blessings this is talking about. Don't resist these blessings coming in. Today's blessing is the morning dew, card number 26. Which says, what stillness does the silence of one's steadiness bring? Ooh, okay. Let's see what this energy is. So this is the energy of, stillness. That makes sense. So this is, take a pause, dear one, for right now is not the time for action. So the blessing is the opportunity of stillness. This can be a blessing in disguise if you feel like you're in solitary confinement. It's for us that it's happening. It's our own human self and our spiritual self all agreeing it's best for us to step back, do this releasing, which will allow an opening and allow things that are more in alignment to come in. Because as you're releasing this energy that doesn't serve it will create the space for it. So right now, the blessing in disguise seems to be having the opportunity for alone time. There is plenty moving around you that's causing you to feel unrooted and lacking in direction. And when this happens, it's because you're still in the transition stage. There's often a desire to skip past the dark, murky parts of the journey, but there is value in the moments when nothing seems clear. There's more to learn, embrace, or consider before making any future plans. That's funny because then here comes the future next, right? Attempting to force any change now will only result in more frustration, and perhaps you may end up going backwards. You will know when the time is right to move ahead because clarity and sureness will return to you. Rather than focusing on the future, turn your gaze to what is immediately in front of you. Now is a good time to detox either in your home or in other areas of your life. Clearing out what is no longer useful to you will stimulate additional shifts and make room for what is yet to come. Now, perfect that this is for Gemini energy, the today's blessings, because Gemini energy, the sun energy, has us in the moment, in the now. But Sagittarius is what takes us beyond that into tomorrow here. So we'll look at that next. I love that. So it brings in, primal Sagittarius energy. La, 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 right? Card number 32, which says, there's no other way around but through the very truth that lives within you. Very fiery, fun energy of Sagittarius here. And let's see what card 32, what else it brings in here. All right, here it is. Acceptance. There is a primal force flowing through each of us. You feel it when your tummy rumbles and you feel the urge to eat, or when sexual desires overcome you while sharing a kiss with your beloved. These urges guide you to seek shelter when it rains, to cover up when you're cold, and to run when you're afraid. And while these urges are seen as being necessary for survival, other urges such as honoring your wild, uninhibited self and raw nature are not always welcome in modern society. However, they are equally essential to living. The primal card is here to challenge you to let go of who you think you're supposed to be so you can become who you really are. If you have felt confused, stagnant, or lacking in motivation, or have a general sense you're going nowhere, it may be because you're trying to follow a path that isn't truly meant for you, right? Living someone else's dream. I like that. You know when you're living someone else's dream when you wake up in the morning going, oh, crap, got to go live my dream today, right? So consider whether you're living to please others, doing what is expected of you rather than what brings you joy and fulfillment. Alternatively, if you find that you are in alignment with your current goals, consider whether you have been trying to emulate others rather than expressing your true self. You may have similar goals as another person, but you do not have to go about achieving them in the same way. Trust that who you are is more important and more than enough without having to change your core nature or adapt to fit in. Wow. Then they have a little social detox that says, social media is a powerful tool, but it can create anxieties and stress when you don't feel like you're where you want to be. If you're regularly comparing yourself to others, consider detoxing from all social media while you surrender to your true nature. Doing so will allow you to step into your own skin without social influence. Wow, what a beautiful energy here as well. We're going to put them down here in the corner. So I love those messages. What a blessing about being true to your authentic self. And it's like when we were talking over here about being selfish. And I know that's a ugly word in society now, but it's the healthy thing to do. It's like putting the on an airplane when the little oxygen masks come down, put the oxygen mask on you first so you can help others. If you don't, you can help one person and you're gone. So it's you being the healthy you so that you can help others as an overflow, right? So I love all this. And then we're going to move into these round tarot. I love this deck. And let's just see what other message that Spirit has for you for this energy around this Sagittarius full moon. Let's try that one more time here. Shuffling round cards is always a fun adventure. All right. I feel like we'll put what's on the bottom of the deck down here. Let's see. So what else do you have for us? Okay, they do want these. Try not to drop all these. There we go. So we want this one, and this one. I feel like we want these for down here as well. We'll just scroll these along. We'll just move it up just a little bit here. Okay, perfect. Perfect fit there. What else? I feel like we have 1 and 2 and just 3 up here. Bottom of the deck. Yep, here we go. The Tower card. Bazinga, right? I like this because someone's being blasted out and someone is jumping out. And this is great energy for what we were talking about earlier. Removing things out of our life that no longer serve us so that we can move forward and on our path. It blasts blockages out of our way to allow us to move forward. So we talked about removing the things that don't serve and doing release ceremonies for the unveiling of the blockages and the removal of things. So this is so perfect for that, and it creates space in our life for what does match up and for our lives as well. So I love that. All right, so I feel like I'm going to start up here with these 3 themes. Let's see what we've got here. So we have the 6 of Pentacles, this balancing energy that we've been talking about. It's very important to realize that we do the Gemini twin energy is a great example because we do have a human character that we are, and we come down here purposely to experience the lower vibration, but we also have the higher part of ourselves which helps balance things out. In the beginning, way out of balance, we have a lot of thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that are rooted in fear that are very heavy, and it outweighs because we haven't really, from our human perspective, really seen things from that higher Sagittarius or the other twin perspective. But as we go through life and we realize we are a higher vibrational being, we start to add things onto that scale. And we even take some stuff that small t truths, we transform them into higher wisdom, higher knowledge. So things get moved from here and get put on here. So it helps balance things out. So it's very important during this full moon to remember to balance that, to enjoy and focus on what we're wanting to expand, but also, experience higher vibration. Maybe there's a lot of this taking steps away, like detoxing from social media, having some time alone. It's all for us, but balancing energy, not overdoing and going to extremes like we were talking about in the intro, right? You also have the Queen of Swords, who rolls over the sword suit, but all queens get a second portion of cups behind the scenes. She's one of my cards about balancing of head and heart. So balance and balance energy is being really reinforced here. So very important with all that too. Let's see what else we have here. Yeah, and the 3 of Pentacles. This is be true to the authentic you, not to worry about what other people will think, that you'll be punished or lose someone's support. And so this is aligning with all this energy about being true to your authentic self and not trying to fit in and be who you think everyone is wanting you to be. It's about being true to you. And that Sagittarius energy, it was all about here, this indulgence energy coming in. So let's see what else we have. You've got the 8 of Swords. This is a period where you're really letting go of a lot of thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that used to make you feel blinded and bound and trapped and restricted. The 8 is a very flowy number, which I like for you because it does show that you have been realizing these things and you have been releasing those things. But if you're wanting an extra oomph energy, this is a great time through those release ceremonies to release, to unveil, open our eyes, and to help us remove the blocks and things that no longer serve. So we can do that for our mental energy. Yeah, we got the High Priestess. High Priestess, she does step out of the chaos. She does go up into her High Priestess temple, and she does connect to the upper world. She looks behind the veil into her mysteries, dives deep into her own emotions. So again, this alone time energy is important during this time. It doesn't mean you have to become a total hermit, but make sure you honor your time for your own growth, because when we're so busy in the chaos of the world, we can learn some as we're on the journey. We're learning on the fly as we go through things. But the reflection is such an important piece, because when we step away, we can see things. I'm being reminded from Spirit of, like, I used to journal like not every day. I used to journal quite a bit. And I had like 5 years worth of journals as I went through like 3-4 of my relationships, probably 3, the first 3. Because it was 3 year, 1 year, and 3 year. So it was like after my 3rd relationship that I looked back and I noticed patterns as I reread my journals. And I'm like, wow, because that reflection period is what helped me see it, which allowed me to kind of step into a different type of relationship in number 4. And then number 5, big transformations that happened after that. So great energies. I love those for you. Yeah, the King of Pentacles, this feeling of abundance and fullness of life, very grounding energy. And I feel like this is what they're wanting to focus in on during this energy. It's important to do whatever you know you need to do to stay grounded. That alone time helps ground us, connecting to our spiritual posse. The higher realms allows us to really embody all that higher vibrational energy, which helps balance out the lower vibrational energy, but grounding yourself in those things that help you pause and feel that safety and security, to where you can move out of fight or flight mode and see things more clearly. Because when we're in fight or flight mode, when we're in fear, we can't do a whole lot except react, unless we're grounding ourselves and taking deep breaths and stepping back as we feel the, fight or flight rising. That helps clear things out too. Yep, got the Knight of Pentacles. Slow your roll. Slowest moving knight out of them all. They actually are also on a quest. All knights are on a quest for the Ace of Pentacles, which is seeing your worth in relationship to the outside world in a different way. And so this is a great opportunity as you're releasing thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that don't serve anymore, limiting thoughts and beliefs like they were mentioning in these cards. That as you release them, you start defining yourself by this internal love, inward and upward, and that allows you to see your pricelessness instead of feeling like you're going to end up on a clearance rack. Then you have the Emperor. Yeah, powerful Aries fire energy. But that Sagittarius energy does this balanced energy, helps you really realize you're surrounded by a bunch of self-appointed advisors, everyone giving you their opinion about how you should live your life and rule your life. And the Emperor realizes, wait a minute, I'm the Emperor. I'm the Emperor. I put the Emp in Empire, so everyone else can, clear the throne room. Thank you for your opinions. Leave them on the table on your way out. And I'm going to decide what I want for my life. And I'm going to put a plan together, and then I'm going to put fire in action behind it. But I feel like this period now is identifying what is of the lower mind and the people-pleasing, and what is the energy of tomorrow that you're wanting to head toward, putting a plan together, and then you will take action toward it. But there was mentioning of pausing right now It's reflection and getting the plan together first right now, which ends you with the Four of Swords, peace of mind. And this is this energy of the Emperor with the Three of Swords that are on the wall here. Those are expectations equal disappointment. Those are everyone else's opinion on the supposed to be, the should be, the need to be, the have to be that we took on ourselves, made it our own opinion. It was reinforced to where we made it our own habit to feel and think a certain way, and then it became a reaction where we don't feel like we're in control anymore and that we're thinking and making choices. We're just boom, 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 reacting instead. So I like this, taking your power back, realizing your worth, taking time to release things. And it's a beautiful energy. You can make a lot of use of this release energy. And then 2 weeks from now, we'll have a new moon where with all this pulling the weeds and pulling things out of your field, now you have space to plant some new seeds. So I'm excited for that for you. Right? And that's what messages we have for today. If you're interested in diving deeper, of course, we do have YouTube channel memberships. I have 2 levels. Zen Cricket at $2.99 a month. And Praying Mantis members at $7.99 a month. I think it's $2.99. It might be $3.99. I apologize. My mind went blank. It must be time for me to step back and think about things too. But it's all in the description box of the video down below anyway. But we get together on Thursday nights for 2 hours, 3 hours, sometimes 4, for unlimited tarot readings, oracle readings, past life readings. Talk about all sorts of stuff. And then my Praying Mantis members, we do get together on Friday and Saturday nights and Sunday afternoons after my live sessions where I go live once on Friday night, once Saturday morning, once Saturday night, and then also Sunday morning to provide readings. So if you're interested, all of that information is down in the description box as well. I offer personal readings, hedges of peace and love, more links down below for all that. So if you're interested, and then I have a ton of free content. All the playlists are in the description box as well. Or if you go to my main page at the very top, it says new for 2025. We got new moon and full moon videos, when the sun changes signs, quest videos that talk about how to use the most of our mental, emotional, spiritual, ethereal, and also physical energies to make it through this very challenging and exciting adventure we're on as humanity in 2025 and 2026. And then we have weekly Zen Bytes. We have monthly Zen Portal. So a ton of free content too for more messages from Spirit. Some of these plays will even be at the end of the video here in a moment. So until we see each other again and connect, remember every second of every moment of your journey that you are eternally and unconditionally loved by the Mother and the Father of all things, our Creator. And of course, I love you too. So until we see again, much love. Hang in there. Take care of yourself. And remember, have fun. Because why are we being so serious? All right, everybody. I love you. We'll see you soon.